There was no light, no stars, no time, just silence. But the silence was not nothing. It was everything, waiting to be remembered. It was alive. A presence curled inward, conscious but unseen. It wasn't asleep. It was listening, breathing without breath. Not air, but awareness, the first inhale of the unborn cosmos. Each pull of that breath folded inward, layer upon layer of potential collapsing into stillness. And in that sacred pause, it remembered what it could become and trembled. To become, it had to break. It had to rupture the perfection it held, to tear open its own silence, to exist. So it chose to split, to fracture the nothingness, to open itself to light. This was before God had a name, before even the concept of names. Only that moment when nothing dared to dream, and all of creation held its breath. The first breath was not air, it was intention, a silent force swelling deep within the unseen. A ripple without sound, stretching across a formless sea of potential, one pulse, and the void began to shiver. It didn't roar, it vibrated. Subtle, sacred waves, weaving through the stillness like a secret code. That motion became resonance, that resonance became sound. And in the silence of the beginning, one sound echoed softly through everything, not shouted, whispered, Om. The sacred vibration, the seed of all that would ever be. From this song light awakened, time unfolded not in seconds, but in rhythm. And as the rhythm expanded, consciousness divided, masculine and feminine, above and below, breath and flame. The one became two, so the dance could begin. And then, the universe exhaled. In the stillness after the breath, a flicker stirred the silence. A pulse, not of sound nor thought, but of becoming. A single golden spark, piercing the darkness like a divine whisper. And in that moment, potential split from stillness, and the story began. Light wasn't born, it broke through. Tearing from the womb of the unseen, it carved pathways in the void, a lattice of radiance, sacred and unbound. Not to illuminate, but to express. To declare I am to the silence. But light cannot exist alone. Darkness, like its echo, rose beside it. Not evil, not absence, but contrast. A field of possibility against which light could move. They danced, and in their tension, creation trembled. Where light led, darkness curved. Where one expanded, the other folded. Together they formed a rhythm, the sacred geometry of duality. Not as enemies, but as partners in the choreography of becoming. Balance became breath, motion became meaning. But the dance was never without strain. Light sought to define, darkness to dissolve. One burned with purpose, the other whispered of the void. Each tested the limits of the other until even the silence held its breath. And from this luminous conflict, the universe emerged. Not perfect, not still, but alive. A realm where choices carve destiny, and every shadow carries the memory of that first spark. Before time unfolded, before matter took shape, there was structure, unseen but present. A sacred geometry humming in silence, not built but breathed. The first vibration carried a memory, a rhythm that would echo through all creation. Not a god with tools, but a law made of light and thought. The code was everywhere, galaxies spun by it, shells curved within it. Mountains rose to its angles. It shaped rivers, veins, and organs. It taught nothing, yet everything moved in its image. The architect did not rule, it remembered. It did not impose, it allowed. Its gift was form, but its essence was freedom. And within you, that same pattern whispers, in your breath, in your bones, in your thoughts. You are never outside the design. You are the design, remembering itself through every choice you make in a world still dancing to the hum beneath all things. So what remains? A choice. To forget again, or to remember that beneath every breath, behind every veil, the architect is still humming, waiting, not to be worshipped, but to be heard. Follow the hum and climb back.